Hello and welcome back to another Beyblade X unboxing video. Today we have another Beyblade haul as I'm playing catch up to these most recent releases that are CX9 Soul Eclipse with its several mode changing parts, CX10 Wolf Hunt with its free spinning assist blade, CX11, if I could fit this into frame, Emperor Might deck set with its metal lock chip. But to start us off with, we'll be looking at the only UX Beyblade that I have. The one I ordered did not come with the box, but that's just fine. So we'll just be looking at the Beyblade and its gimmick. UX Clock Mirage, starting off with its bit. Its bit is a very interesting ball bit. Nothing special about the ball bit. It's not free ball, it's not orb. It's just a yellowy green ball bit. One of the oldest bits, probably the oldest bits we could have received, and it's a good stamina bit, but it's boring to just receive that. So that's enough at looking at that. And we'll get to our actually new part. 965. This is a ratchet that has been dubbed a simple type ratchet by the Beyblade community because it does not have any burst resistance at all. So it does not matter if you put a bit with low burst resistance or high burst resistance, it will burst all the same. And we have seen a few of these simple ratchets before. None of them have performed well, and I don't think this one will either. As I see that the points of contact are a little bit more prominent than on a regular 960 or 80. Let me get one for comparison. Here we have a 960 for comparison when it decides to focus. And as you can see, it's not too entirely clear, but I do believe these points of contact are slightly more prominent. And it is like almost impossible to tell the height difference, but it's like half a millimeter taller than 960, which is why it's 965. But this leads into the blade's gimmick is that it's extremely round and surprisingly perfectly balanced. As you see here, there's no obvious cutouts except for little notches there, but that's kind of evenly spaced as well. But if you look at the bottom section here, oh, this is not a good blade to show it off. Give me 1 second. This is better. The insert where you insert the ratchet is a lot smaller, which means you can only use simple ratchets with this Beyblade. Also, it is very tall blade. It is a very tall blade. Here is another regular blade for comparison. So the plastic gives it a huge gap. And to nerf this perfectly round and evenly spaced distributed Beyblade, it could only be attached with simple ratchets as they don't have the diamond section here. Here's like the hourglass diamond section. I don't know why I call it a diamond, it's an hourglass shape. And as you see, it does not fit whatsoever. So that is how they're nerfing this Beyblade. So it's not so OP, and it's also made super tall intentionally so it's easily able to get to the ratchet. Let's fully assemble this thing. And here it is, Clock Mirage. It is super cool to look at. I did not get the other colors as this is a random or soft random booster, as you could just get the same exact Beyblade just in different colors. I know a lot of people like the gray one, but I didn't mind getting this one. But yeah, really cool. I've already battled with it a bunch of times. It does not perform well because of this huge gap here, exposing the simple ratchets. And even if you put the lowest combos ever, like what is it, under flat and 455, it still bursts insanely. So I am glad that they decided to nerf this the way they did, because without that nerf, if it could equip regular ratchets, it would be done. You'd see this in every single tournament. But now it includes some sort of interesting gameplay to work around its huge disadvantage of an exposed simple ratchet. So that's really cool, and it's cool. Let's weigh these parts. All right, first up, the bit, usually 2 grams. There it is. Simple ratchet, 4.5 compared to a 960. Lost about almost 2 grams. And the blade, let's see if this weighs. 37.6 grams. Let's just compare it since I have it on hand. Phoenix Wing, pretty old blade, but still pretty competitive. Do they weigh the same? Wait. What? No way! These weigh exactly the same. Oh, and I didn't mention it. This is a lot wider. Like, it's hard to show on camera, but it's a lot wider. So I have exactly the same weights in my hand here. Does not feel that way, so maybe I need to get a new scale. Oh, it's already giving me something different. Well, it weighs the same as Phoenix Wing. Moving on to the next Beyblade, which we have here. Let's zoom in real quick. Starting off with the bit. Trans Kick. The gimmick here with Trans Kick is every time the bit rotates, it either extends a millimeter in height or lowers a millimeter in height, which I could easily show here on the assembled Beyblade. Right now, it's in its lower mode. But once I twist, oops, twisted too much, it extends just by a millimeter. Does that millimeter matter? I honestly don't think so. And we have seen Kick before, and the surface area compared to regular Kick is a lot smaller. So I think this will impact performance, and the reduced surface area of Kick might make it a little worse for wear, just like it did with Orb and Ball. So we'll see how this performs compared to regular Kick, but I don't think it's going to be an upgrade, and I don't think the additional height is worth it, but I don't know. I've been wrong before about bits. Moving on to the ratchet. I'm gonna keep this very brief because we've seen this before. 570 and this nice blue color. Side profile, we've seen the side profile. And the mechanism. Moving on to the actual blade. We'll look at the lock chip, which is Soul. Here's Soul. It's supposed to be like a sun and moon combined, and I like the kind of moon in the center there and how crazy the sun's going all around. And it's in this nice clear plastic. I'm kind of iffy. I like it, and then sometimes I don't like it, you know? The motif. But moving on to the main blade. It's a 5-bladed design. Seems pretty aggressive as it's sloped upwards when it's in this upper mode, we'll call it, because I forgot the official names. But as you see here, when you flip it, you could flip it upside down to reveal more of a smash mode. As you see that these more prominent, I guess, ball-like blade, parts of the blade, not ball, maybe more blunt side of the blade. As you see here, it's kind of more area here, as if we flipped it around, it's kind of more sloped upwards. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but depending on how you flip it, changes the performance of the Beyblade. Super excited to see a gimmick on a blade like this. This is really fun. There's the top and the bottom. And I do think, sometimes I think these Beyblades gimmicks don't matter much at all, but I do think this will change the performance quite significantly. But we'll move on to the assist blade now. The assist blade, I forgot what it's called. I think it says so on the box. It says D. D. The assist blade D, I forgot what the D stands for. Can also be inverted, much like the turn assist blade on Hell's Reaper, I believe it's called. Of these pieces of plastic together, if you wanted to combine colors. As I'll show briefly here, if I could get it to snap on. There we go. So you could mix and match if you want with your turn blade. And just like with the turn blade, you could turn the assist blade upside down to change the performance. I don't think it'll change the performance that much, depending on how you have the main blade. All right, here we go. Trans kick. I'm assuming 2 grams, 2.2. The ratchet, 6 point whatever. Here we have the assist blade D. Don't know its full title. Almost 6 grams, but I think most of them are almost 6 grams. Oh, it's a little less than 6. Yeah, a few grams off. Here is the main blade. If it'll want to focus, come on. 31 grams. And then putting it with the assist blade. So it's comparable to what I just reviewed, Clock Mirage. Maybe a few grams heavier, like 1 gram heavier. Oh wait, that's the whole blade. That's the whole Beyblade. Let's fully assemble this thing, or let's just weigh all the parts so we can move on. The full Beyblade weighs 48 grams compared to Clock Mirage, which is 47, I believe. Oh, I was way off. 44 grams. All right, let's move on to Wolf Hunt. There it is. A lot more square than I was expecting, but I guess that makes sense as the original Wolf Beyblade. I believe it was called Wolf. I forget what it was called. But the original Wolf Beyblade was pretty busted for being a stamina type since it was so round. So I expected them to make it less round when it became a CX Beyblade. We'll blast through this because most of these parts we've seen before, like disc ball. The gimmick with disc ball is that it has this little disc and it lets it spin longer. It is a scrape risk, so not a lot of people like this bit for that reason, but I like it simply because I could do that with it, like a regular spinning top. Moving on to this zero disc or zero ratchet, 060, the lowest form of zero we've had. Not a lot of people use the Zero ratchets because of these little prongs that stick out, causing a scrape risk. I do believe there is potential in these Zero ratchets, but that has yet to be seen. But yeah, mostly these little prongs ruin any possible performance that could be seen from the Zero discs. Let's look at the assist blade. Sorry if I seem like I'm blasting through. I just feel like I'm taking way too long explaining these Beyblades you've probably already seen before. Here's the assist blade. I don't know what it's called. F. Free. I bet it's called free. Here it is called free. There's the box. Oh, I never showed the box. Whoops. We'll look at it later. There is the assist blade free and its gimmick. It's free spinning. It is square and not round, just like, not like the original Wolf Beyblade. And again, that's expected. If they make it round, they could put it on any Beyblade and make it round. But like I said before, I don't think assist blades assist too much, but I guess that's why they're called the assist blade and not the main blade. Moving on to, let's look at the lock chip before we get to the main blade. Wolf. I really like how there's like ice coming off of it. That's cool. And it's in this nice tealish color. I think I do like it a bit more than the original wolf motif. Moving on to the main blade, which is Hunt. Hunt, I believe, does not really have that much potential for stamina as it doesn't feel that heavy and it's very square, but I feel like it has nice defensive capabilities or maybe attack. I don't think it's square enough for attack. Man, it keeps focusing and unfocusing. That's annoying. There's the side profile. And the bottom, like I said, it's not that heavy as they've hollowed it out, unfortunately. I was expecting a little bit more filling in the blade sections, but that's pretty hollow. They kept it more or less even. I mean, there's some bits like there's a chunk of metal and this is like a skinny piece of metal, but I don't think it's gonna be that significant. All right, let's weigh the parts. Starting off with the bit. Disc ball, 3.2. The ratchet, 0.60, almost 7 grams. The assist blade free, almost 6 grams. The main blade Hunt, 31.5. And the lock chip, if you care, doesn't want to focus. 1.7, so all together, this weighs 49 grams. Almost hitting the 50 barrier, but again, I do think this has potential, but not in this combo, this Hunt blade. But again, as usual, I could be wrong. And this assist blade, we'll see. It doesn't really stick out that much when it's fully assembled. Speaking of which, let's fully assemble this Beyblade. Here we have the fully assembled, oh, it's like a sandwich. Look at that, there's so many layers. Wolf Hunt Beyblade. I think it looks really cool. We'll see how it performs in the future when we battle with it. Now, we'll be moving on to the Emperor Might deck set. We'll be looking at the 2 other Beyblades that come in the deck set before we look at the main Emperor Might. And we'll start off with Shark Keel, I believe it's called. This is an echo of an existing Beyblade. I think the Beyblade's called Shelter Drake. I did already compare the blades. It is not thicker. I was hoping to get these blades a little thicker than before, but it's just a design that's changed. I believe this is 560. It's either 560 or 70. It's 560. The 560 ratchet, and at least it comes with a free ball. Free ball bit, lets it spin freely. Tried to go for a stamina sort of build with this one, but the blade shape does not offer too well to stamina and is not heavy enough for an attack, so it's just kind of a mid Beyblade. Especially with this combo, it's trying so hard to be a stamina type, but this blade shape is not letting it. Here we have is Hulk, as everyone says. First it was the Thing, and now it's Hulk because it's all green. I think this recolor looks awesome. It's a really nice, like emerald sort of green. Its combo is not too fantastic. This is another simple ratchet, but it's weighed with metal. But like I said, the metal ratchets are very prone for bursting, and this is the tallest ratchet we have in the game, 585. So it is the tallest ratchet. It does weigh the most because of the metal, but it bursts way too easy. If it's like a millimeter shorter, this ratchet is bursting right away, no matter what bit you have attached. And the bit we have attached with this combo is Tall Needle. Haven't seen Needle in a while for these Beyblades, but it's all right. It's better than regular Needle. I'm not sure why you would want Tall Needle. So the combo that this comes with is not the best, but it looks cool. I'm never battling with this, so I'm gonna forever have like a Hulk Beyblade that looks cool. Now that we've gotten through those, we'll look at the hyped up Emperor Might deck set, or just regular Emperor Might. Starting off with the bit and ratchet at the same time, as this is a whole combo deal, much like Pegasus Blasts. This is called Operate, and the gimmick with this, you could twist it to change the mode. So currently it's in a lower defensive mode, but when you twist, it gains a millimeter in height and becomes attack mode. I see this as more of a gimmick than anything really useful, as it does not change during battle. You have to lift it up in order to change the bit at all. So there's no mid-bit transition, which would have been cool, much like Pegasus's Blast bit ratchet combo. So that's a little unfortunate. Since there's no ratchet, we'll skip to the assist blade called Heavy. It is called Heavy because it has metal on it, so it makes it just the heaviest assist blade. This is gonna be good just to add that bit of weight to those CX Beyblades, as they're a little light. Of course, intentionally to compromise for the assist blade. But I feel like this is gonna be attached to every assist blade or every CX combo. So that is cool, we'll weigh that later. We'll look at the special lock chip before we look at the main blade. Now this lock chip is very special and everyone's hyped up for it because it's metal. Like the metal face bolts in Metal Fight, this is gonna add just that little bit of gram difference to your Beyblades to make it just that much more sturdier. And it's a little faded because it's printed on metal, but I still think the crown thing looks good, except for the giant divot in the middle. I'm not sure why it's there, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. But you can feel a little bit of a weight difference compared to obviously a piece of plastic. So this is very hype. And now we'll look at the nice, I think it looks cool, but I also do think it looks like a waffle like everyone else says, the Might blade. Here's the main blade. It is quite a defensive blade. It's not perfectly round, so you can't really say it's for stamina. It's really hard to see the contact points because it's all painted black. If it wants to focus, man, I've been having trouble focusing. And the bottom, it is kind of filled in at a few points, but then huge gaps others. But it's evenly balanced, so it's not going to be off balance when you let it rip. And it's just a really cool looking Beyblade, even though when I focus on the lines, it does look like a waffle. I do see some defensive capabilities on this blade. As for everything else, I don't see it at all. Also, I don't think much people have mentioned this. You can line up the metal with the points of contact in this blade. I'd say this is the most prominent piece of the blade here. So you can line that up and we'll just fully assemble it. And I don't think this blade is going to be any good with this bit ratchet combo, as I don't see any attack potential at all with this. So I wouldn't like ever put this in attack mode, because like, where's the contact points to launch this off? But here it is, fully assembled. There it is, side profile with the attack bit and slightly taller. And let's switch it back to defensive, and it's 1 millimeter shorter. Hard to tell, but it's there. Bottom, and let's get this weighed out. All right, the ratchet bit combo weighs 14, if it wants to focus, 14.2. The assist blade, I'm gonna say like 8 grams. Oh, I called it, baby. 8 grams. Let's compare it to the turn assist blade, just because I have it here. Almost 6 grams, if it wants to focus. Thank you. So you're getting an additional 3-ish grams. A little less than 3 because of the point things. More like 2. With this assist blade, like I said, I think this is going to be used everywhere just to add that little extra bit of weight. I just realized I didn't really get a good top-down view of everything. And I really need to work on these unboxing videos, huh? Let's weigh the main blade before my camera dies. 33.1 grams. Let's compare that to Soul's. So a little bit heavier. I don't know if it's because of that paint, but it's thinner. I'm not sure where that weight comes from. 33.2. 32, yeah. I'm not sure where that extra weight's coming from, as it's thinner than the Eclipse blade. So that's interesting. It's a little bit heavier than I expected. And here is the chip, or the lock chip. That weighs 4.8. And then I just have Hell here, Hell lock chip, for 1.7. So adding an additional, whoa, dropped it. Yeah, 3 grams. That is nothing to scoff at, simply with a little piece of metal in the middle. Cool. I'm very excited to have myself a metal lock chip. And that was the Beyblade X unboxing video. Sorry if it felt pretty rushed and scuffed. I just wanted to finally unbox these things, and I feel like I drone on a little too long about these parts and it makes people uninterested. So look forward for some shorts. I might do some shorts for a quicker unboxing experience. I'm gonna test that out, see how people like that. Well, just like I thought, my camera died and I forgot what I was saying earlier. But thank you so much for watching. Please comment down below which of these Beyblades you'd like to see me battle next. Look out for the quick reviews of these Beyblades, because I do plan on making those on YouTube Shorts. That's pretty much it. See ya!